遥远的地方有一群人，呻吟的悲伤听风声。我满里摇醒了孩子的梦，我满里摇醒了孩子的梦。祖先的光荣，虔诚的愿。
Chamdo, located in the east part of Tibet, among the Han Mountain region, faces Sichuan province in the east and Yunnan province in the south. It is bounded by India and Burma in the south, and it faces Qinghai province in the north with a total area of more than 300,000 square meters. This is the place where mountain ranges are most dense located, with the most perilous terrain in the world. There are many great mountains, beautiful valleys and rivers with great strength. Shublaling, Taniantawen and Mangkang mountains, etc. are vertically located in Chengshi and make a very complicated terrain of it. These turbulent rivers like Jinshajiang, Lanzangjiang and Nujiang run through high mountain valleys as a wildly running horse with sound of roaring waves give us a very wonderful picture. There are great mountains and dense forests with deep waterfalls and beautiful but old holy mountains and lakes. The well-known Kamba people survived and has increased in this both difficult and beautiful condition of the mountain region. The history, legends, and culture of Chengdu originated and developed by them in this remote and rugged place. Chengdu in today is one part of Kham region, and Chengdu has endured numberless trials and hardships with many solemn and stirring stories through thousands of years of development. According to the record, Chengdu had its fame during the time of Han and Wei dynasties. Today, Chengdu is called as Kham, but at that time, Kham referred to the fork named Chamdo, formed by the rivers Zachu and Gangchu. So, Chengdu means the fork of rivers. Owing to its perilous terrain and the strategically important position, Chengdu has become a vantage point of fighting through the course of history. In another word, its perilous natural condition has made Chengdu and Kamba the characters of tough and valiant through the course of thousands of years. If agile, daring, and perilous are the characters of Chengdu, then beautiful scenery, simplicity, and ancientness are also its characters. There are holy mountains and lakes beyond count among the lofty Hengduan mountain ridge and valleys. There are clouds and mists curling up, and the scenery is very beautiful with dense forests, murmuring streams, singing birds, and fragrant flowers. According to the records concerned, there are 25 holy mountains of Buddhism in Kham region, such as holy mountains of Ling and Ben, etc., and many are in the boundary of Chengdu. Located in Gangtor of Jiangda County, Shenqinglangzha is one of important holy mountains. There was a praise of this mountain by people in ancient time. It said, the mountain looks as a holy shrine from the right side, and a roaring lion from the left side. The birds sound as chanting scriptures with beautiful voice of murmuring streams. There are still many wonderful legends always talked about by people. The legend about the meditation cave of Gamaba II is impressive one. In order to find the meditation cave, we invited this old Lama to guide for us.
Gamaba Buzi.
Xiong.
The meditation cave of Gamaba II is at the cliff peak of Mountain Shenqinglangzha. If only do you climb these single plank step ladders, you will reach inside the cave. There are traces of the diligent meditors living. According to this old Lama, this cave is very deep. It is hard to get into the depths because of the small entrance. However, from the cave there is a very excellent outside view of chain of mountain peaks casted by cooling clouds. The vast and boundless nature gave much comprehension to Gamaba II in meditation, and that contributed much to the development of the religious branch of Gama Geju. There are still lamas coming to pay religious homage to this cave, a holy remains. This is Mountain Zizhu, located in Tingjing County. Zizhu means the highest summit of 6 peaks. The uninterrupted stretch of stone cliffs with noble peaks rising highly and perilously like a natural barrier between the sky and the earth. Zizhu Mountain is one of the important holy mountains of Buddhism. At the top of the mountain, there stands the main monastery of Buddhism, Zizhu Monastery. It was built by pilgrims through their hard work, and was the earliest built monastery of Buddhism in Tibet. It is famous for its high terrain at the mountain top. The chanting hall is solemn with very rich decoration. There are about 10 lamas are diligently practicing the religion and praying for a good fortune to the mankind. They adopt Buddhism way to extol the God and hope to achieve right results of their practice, spreading the wisdom and mercy of the God. Zizhu Mountain has become the holy mountain of the believers of Buddhism for paying homage to. This is Holy Mountain Borendo, covered by green pines and cypresses. Borendo Mountain is well known for its holy cave in Kham region. It is said that this is a cave of the Buddha of infinite light. The entrance of the cave is allowed only one person to pass, but it has a big room for about dozens of people to have gojang, a kind of Tibetan dance, inside. Lamas are still practicing religious doctrine inside the cave. The vast region Chengdu has many wonderful mountains and rivers because of its special geographical feature. The magic of the nature has not only made the graceful and lofty snow peaks and green mountains, but also made the merciful and peaceful lakes. Ranwu Lake is located in the southwest of Chengdu. It is one of eye-catching lakes in the plateau. There are beautiful green mountains and clear waters like a large three-dimensional wash painting. It looks like a precious stone inlaid in the amber of green mountains and snow-capped peaks, and it really seems a dressing mirror of the god in a legend. The huge Ranwu waterfall rolls and rolls from high cliff of valleys and produces a kind of thousand lines roaring situation. During the rainy season, the water of Ranwu Lake runs from the south cut with roaring waves like a large dragon and forming the Ranwu River with a very magnificent landscape. This is Chengdu. It is in an old but remote place with a very beautiful scenery. The nature has trained the people the same characters through hardish experiments. Once the ancestors of Kamba came here to live, it began the history of people with tough and valiant characters, and it was also a beginning of the birth and development of a cultural stamped with Kamba. Like another places in Tibet, the well-developed religious culture is an embodiment of their wisdom and creation of the people of Kham. The tens and thousands of temples and monasteries all over Chengdu are the crystallization of the history of the creation in thousands of years. There are different sects of religion, such as the Gelugpa sect, the Nyingma sect, the Sakya sect, the Geji sect, Buddhism and Catholicism, etc. In a sense, the religious history of Chengdu is the human history of struggling against the nature. The respect of the god is the source of energy of human being in the course of repeat fighting against the nature. Chambaling is the biggest Gelu sect monastery in Chengdu. It stands at the fourth platform of Chengdu downtown. It is tall, firm, and magnificent. According to the record, Chambaling Monastery was built in 1444 by a disciple of Tsongkhapa named Xiong. It has a history of 500 years. Since the time of Kangxi Emperor of Qing dynasty, it was offered by the emperors of past ages, and has a great reputation in Tibet. The building of the monastery is magnificent with fine structure, and it represents the artistic quintessence of the ancient architecture of Chengdu. The figures of Buddha inside the big chanting hall are majestic in various postures. The wall painting is a record of the legends and history. Tanka represents the graceful bearing and the philosophy of the Holy Buddha. The perspiration, hope, and wisdom of Kamba people condense the most lofty undertaking of freeing from misery. Thousands of lamas are diligently practicing Buddhism and spreading its philosophy. Therefore, Chambaling Monastery has become the religious center of Chengdu and will go to the eternity in the sound of chanting scripture. This old but magnificent monastery is well known in the world. It is Gama Monastery. It is the mother monastery of Gama Geji sect, and it was built in 1184 under the organization of Gamaba I. Up to now, it has experienced of a history of 800 years. In the long years, Gama Monastery has passed all kinds of trials and hardships and become the religion center of Chengdu. Now, she has only an old look, but the peaceful Buddha and the magnificent structure still exist. The old and dignified structure of this building assembles the architecture styles of three nationalities of Chinese: Tibetan and Naxi. The three craftsmen of different nationalities could not imagine that the magnificent Gama Monastery with the lion claw upturned eaves, dragon purpose upturned eaves, and elephant trunk upturned eaves, has still vertically stood at the foot of Baixi Mountain, spreading the philosophy and shrine of the Buddhism after 800 years. Gama Monastery has a great amount of rare and precious things. This statue of Maitreya with peaceful expression is 17 meters high. It is the biggest Buddha statue in Chengdu. It presents the wisdom, infinite light, and the vastness of the God. This is a bod offered by Emperor of Ming Dynasty with the words, "The precious tower of Buddha in the West." Together with the bod, this brocade was offered by the Ming Emperor. The words on the brocade are very graceful, and this silk brocade offered by the Emperor of Qing Dynasty with very lively images of the 8 immortals on it. The Lama of Gama Monastery of past ages have cherished and respected these precious things of 1,000 years. This statue of Buddha has been here since the building of this monastery. The pious Lamas are practicing the religion and praying the God a good fortune upon human being, and they hope to have a prosperous of human being. That is the voice of a nation for thousands years. Yangon Monastery sits in the valley of Liuqi. It was built by a High Lama Sangye Wen in 1277, and it is one of main monastery of Dalong Geju. It is famous for its architectural style of Lanka Jema, with a great amount of rich cultural relics, books, and magnificent structure in Kham region. This magnificent hall ranks as an architectural masterpiece of Chengdu through the ages. The overall color arrangement inside the hall implies deep philosophy, and the conception is profound and complicated. It seems a Buddha illumination paradise of the world as a whole. This Buddha statue, made of silver, weighs 457.5 kilograms with very fine sculptures craft, and has been the monastery treasure through the ages. This saddle, handcuff, and saber are very expensive works of art. This saddle was made of gold with excellent workmanship, and it definitely didn't belong to common people. The monastery abbot said that this was left by King Kesa and his generals. Nobody knows the letters carved on this saber. However, we can imagine the graceful bearing of King Kesa galloping across the vast battlefield in the snowland at that time from these historical relics. The Lama took out the gold thread tanka and gold written scriptures, so it is very clear that these rare treasures are the spiritual sustenance of people for 1,000 years, and it embodies the long history religious of cultural, hard-working, and wisdom of the people in Chengdu. The influence of Buddhism is ubiquitous in Chengdu. In every mountain and valley, there are the prayers to the God and blessings to human beings. This temple is called Xiong, and Xiong Temple is famous for this naturally formed Maitreya with a history of 700 years. It is said that the High Lama Thakpa of the Sakya sect, the founder of Gelug sect Tsongkhapa, the 4th, 5th, 7th, 10th Dalai Lama, and the 7th Panchen Lama all paid religious homage to this naturally formed material which was found by people during ploughing in the field. Moreover, the Paradise Church in the Saltwell of Mangkang is rarely known by people, but it is worth to mention here. The earnest teachings of Jesus Christ has always helped believers. Although the church is simple, there are legends of the Holy Bible on the wall. The believers are chanting the contents of the Holy Bible in Tibetan. The perfect but heavy-hearted image of Jesus highly respected, and the holy manner seems that he is directing the road to the paradise for those in halfway. This is Chamdo. The hard-working people have made their all effort to praise the mighty heart of the God to rescue all mortal beings, and transferred this burning joss stick which has maintained a national spirit, etc. And all the monasteries and temples all over Chengdu have maintained the devoutness and punctiliousness of the pilgrims, and it cannot be forgotten. They have carried forward the step of the ancestors and firmly created the rich culture of a nation in the east part of Tibet. The Kamba people is generous, optimistic, and promising. They are brave, industrious, and tough. The hardish and perilous natural environment and the trials of the society have trained them their heroic spirit. Therefore, the term Kamba fellow has become the synonym of bravery and unyielding. They live in the mountain and valley region of Kham. They raise yaks and sheep on the hills and plant crops in the valleys, and they cherish all their hopes to this land. Since the ancestors of Kamba people lived and herded here, they have ploughed the land from generation to generation. Although they experienced all kinds of misery and hardship, they have still ploughed and planted, standing the hope and disappointment brought by the nature. They love the barren land so much as if a certain great strength is attracting them, and make them carve the dignity of mankind on the white stone and the red mountain. This old man is Zhaxi Doji. The harsh life has carved the annual rain of years on his face too early. It is the autumn season when we visited him. He told us that he has 9 children and he is proud of this. The children are working in the field, except the 2 daughters who went to herd sheep and cattle. He said that he spends most time in doing housework and cooking for the children. Because of illness, his wife always stays at home to look after grandsons or twist woolen thread. Every child of Zhaxi Doji is a good hand of the field. They are not talkative, but work very hard. The old man told us that the crops ripened quickly this year, so they have to harvest timely. Otherwise, the barley will fall in the field. They are hurriedly gathering the yearly results. Every noon, the eldest son, Solang Wangdui, will go to send lunch for his brothers and sisters with his father. Their food is simple but very rich in nutrition. Except the barley flour and Tibetan butter tea, there are wine and meat. The old man said, "These are the best food offered by the god." The old man said that all the members of his family like this valley very much, and he also told us that he will go to pay religious homage to Lhasa after his wife recovers, to fulfill the life dream. As the members of Jashi family are busy harvesting, the herdsmen far away began the autumn shifting. The yaks in crowds carry all the things of the herdsmen to go to deep valley from high snow mountain. This old kind of nomad life accompanied Kamba people from past to present like an old poetic song. When the first smoke goes up and the first tent is set up, then the valley becomes the center of the tribal, and the new life of nomads begins. Whenever they go, the herdsmen do not worry about their life if there is grassland. Yak is the resource of their life, and it gives them milk, butter, and cheese. Then the problem of the food is resolved. Yaks are the necessary of life for herdsmen. In the summer and autumn each year, the herdsmen shave yaks. This is a job which needs skill. They did it when they were little, so they do it skillfully. For hundreds and thousand years, yaks have offered all what they have to the herdsmen and become the base of their life. At the same time, the herdsmen cherish these selfless fellows. They are unwilling to kill yaks because there is a profound love between them. Uso Tsiren, who has spent most of his time in the grassland, just came back from a hill far away when we found him. He is having dinner with his family members in the tent. There are some neighbors round him. They are busy milking at this moment. The morning of the grassland is cold, for the winter is soon coming to this land, and the winter will bring cold wind and snow, but it will be very warm in the tent. The children of Uso Tsirin get up very early because they have a lot of things to do. After breakfast, The eldest daughter Yanga and the second daughter Songnu are busy milking. This is the everyday harvest of herdsmen. Wherever they are, this is also the best job for girls of herdsmen. After milking some dozens of yaks, the first yell of yaks will be heard in the grassland. Then they will drive the yaks to grassland. Normally, women and children will drive the animals. Ushotsren said, "The water here is very clean. Every time when his daughter carries water home from the river, he will be the first who drinks the holy water from the snow peaks. And he is very proud of that." That morning, his son, Bianba, and his fellows are ready to leave for Chengdu to do business, and they will be back in half-year. Ushotsren said that it takes them 5 days to Chengdu by riding horse. His wife Renqingzhoga is busy preparing things for her son. The rugged and rough mountain path makes her worried about her son. The father, exhausted again and again, took his son and hoped them to be back safely. The son has gone with the entrustment and hope of his beloved family members. Even though they are powerful egos, they left the tent only in expectation and anxiety. Ushotsren prays every day. He prays that the God will bless his son a safe return and prays a prosperous future to the herdsmen in the grassland. He said that they will be back safely as before, and the grassland will be rich with water and green grass, and crowds of cattle and sheep will be in it. Except for the development of agriculture, animal husbandry, and business, Chengdu has a well-developed folk handicraft. According to the historical record, the articles of gold, silver, and copper are rare treasures in the plateau of Kham region, with long history. The craftsmen have gone to everywhere and left very fine artworks in the regions of Tibet, Gansu, and Sichuan, and they are praised and respected by people there. Solang Bianba is a craftsman who lives in Caidi village in Chengdu County, which is ranked as the homeland of craftsmen. He has gained rich experience in the life-being work of handicraft. He said that he had a brother who was a tanka painter. Unfortunately, he died 2 years ago. They passed on their skill to their sons. The elder son, Dunba, has carried forward the skill of making Buddha statues. The younger son is a very handsome boy. Because he is quiet with an elegant character, he has carried forward the skill of painting tanka. Therefore, their father passed on their skills rightly to different sons. There is a long history of making tanka in Chengdu. According to the historical record, a man called Gama Zhanxi created one of three branches of painting Tanka in Chengdu during 14th century. This branch was called Gamma Geji. This old man is one of the artists who has carried forward the Gamma Geji, and his works of art are all over the monasteries and local families in Chengdu, and is well known for his Tanka painting. However, he considers himself as a common person and quietly going through his life journey in painting. In Chengdu, there are also wall painting and embroidery, except sculpture and Tanka making. A lot of folk craftsmen have devoured all their efforts to depict legends of the god and graceful bearing of the human being. They have left us a lot of artistic treasures without having their names. They have contributed greatly in forming the folk art of Chengdu and highly respected by people. The indomitable people of Kham have created a lot of miracles as well as the rich culture stemmed with Kham in the struggle against nature. They are very good at singing and dancing. They have made a great amount of folk songs and dances in the long history. The melodious singing expresses not only the beautiful mountains and rivers, but also the ancientness. It also expresses the loneliness and sadness of the common people. This voice clearly depicts the local conditions and customs of Chengdu, and also a nation's living situation of romance and suffers with the nature as a whole. The Kamba people like to dance very much. Whenever they are free from working or at festivals, they always get together to dance. And whatever they are, the farmers, the herdsmen, the businessmen, and artists will hand in hand to sing and dance. It is a kind of dance called Guozhuang. Chengdu Guozhuang has had a long history with many different branches, such as Quzhuo, Yuzhuo, and Zuzhuo, three main kinds. The movement of Guozhuang is rough and bold, and the words of songs are very rich with a pronounced tribal and group color. This is the best expression of the unity and cooperation of the Kamba people, and it is very good time in the valley at that moment. All suffers and sadnesses are forgotten by people. There are Reba and Xuanzi, except Guozhuang. These are also well-known traditional art in Tibet. Reba has many branches of Wotuo Reba, Chaya Reba, and Chungpo Reba, etc. with very long history.
这个热巴舞是这个怎么出现的呢？第一是这个那个木腊，木腊是这个刚开始历史上木腊是这个出现的，木腊还有叫个瑞琼，有些人说是佛萨，有些人说是这个历史上这个创出来的这么一个奇迹。木腊是这个藏话来说呢是把木腊这把哑巴不是穷把人把死，就是这么一个话嘛。所以呢，我父亲是90岁的时候逝世了。
Jala and his sister carried forward the Chaya Reba, and their father is a famous artist of Reba. Unfortunately, he was dead last year. Jala told us a lot of stories about his father, and he was glad to perform one part of Chaya Reba for us. The Xuanzi dance is widely spread in Mongkong. It is a kind of folk dance with very rich rhythm in east part of Chengdu. It was created for gathering and festivals by the farmers. Normally, the boys play the instrument, and the boys and the girls dance or sing together. Xuanzi is more exquisite comparing with Guozhuang. It reflects the philosophy of culture in agricultural region, and also expresses the aesthetic idea of farmers in Kham region. Chamdo, which is separated by great mountains, has been brought under cultivation by Kham people for thousands of years. The rich culture, the poetic history, and the great and magnificent local condition and customs have gained a high reputation for Chengdu. The great mountains and rivers will embody the magnificent history and the sincere hope of Khamba people to go into a new period of development. It is sure that Chengdu will become more beautiful and prosperous.
遥远的地方有一群人，声音的悲伤听风声，我满里有心呀。 我鼓山。